Have you noticed that getting up from a chair isn't quite as easy as it used to be? Maybe climbing stairs takes more effort. Perhaps your legs feel weaker when you're walking uphill. Or maybe you've started holding onto furniture or railings more often than you did a few years ago. Many people assume this is simply what happens when you get older. But there's an important truth you shouldn't ignore. Losing muscle and strength is common with aging, but it isn't something you simply have to accept without doing anything about it. Your body can continue responding to good nutrition and physical activity well into your 70s, 80s, and even 90s. And one nutrient becomes especially important: protein. Today, we're going to talk about one simple food that can make getting enough protein easier. It's inexpensive. It's easy to prepare. And you can enjoy it at breakfast, as a snack, or even as part of an evening meal. That food is plain Greek yogurt. Now, before you get too excited, let's clear up one important point. Greek yogurt is not a miracle food. Eating it every day will not automatically make your legs stronger. And no single food can reverse age-related muscle loss by itself. But protein-rich foods can provide the building blocks your muscles need. And when you combine adequate protein with regular movement and resistance exercise, you give your body a much better environment for maintaining muscle and strength. So if you're over 60 or even approaching 90, this simple food may deserve a place in your routine. Your legs do much more than carry you from one place to another. Strong leg muscles help you walk, climb stairs, get out of a chair, maintain balance, carry groceries, get in and out of a car, perform household activities, stay independent. Think about how many times you use your legs during an ordinary day. You may not notice the effort because these movements have become automatic. But when leg strength begins declining, everyday activities can gradually become more difficult. And that can create a dangerous cycle. You become weaker. You become less active. You spend more time sitting. Your muscles receive less stimulation. And over time, you may lose even more strength. That's one reason maintaining muscle should be considered part of healthy aging. It isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about preserving the physical ability to live your life. As we get older, our bodies can become less efficient at maintaining muscle tissue. This process is influenced by several factors. One is physical inactivity. Another is inadequate protein intake. Changes in hormones and metabolism can also play a role. An illness, hospitalization, or prolonged periods of bed rest can cause muscle loss surprisingly quickly. There's also something called anabolic resistance. In simple terms, older muscles may not respond to small amounts of protein as strongly as younger muscles do. That doesn't mean protein stops working. It means that older adults may need to pay more attention to getting adequate protein and distributing it across meals. And that's where today's food comes in. Plain Greek yogurt is a concentrated dairy food that can provide a substantial amount of protein in a relatively small serving. Protein contains amino acids. And amino acids are the building blocks your body uses to maintain and repair tissues, including muscle. Greek yogurt also provides other nutrients depending on the product, including calcium and sometimes vitamin B12. But there's another reason I like this food for older adults. It's easy. You don't need to cook it. You don't need special equipment. And you can make it part of many different meals. You can eat it with berries. You can add nuts. You can mix it into oatmeal. Or you can simply eat it plain. That convenience matters. Because the healthiest eating plan isn't necessarily the one that sounds perfect on paper. It's the one you can actually follow consistently. When you're shopping, don't assume every yogurt is equally nutritious. Look for plain Greek yogurt. Why plain? Because flavored yogurts can contain significant amounts of added sugar. Instead, you can control the sweetness yourself. Add blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, sliced banana, a few walnuts, chia seeds. You can also add cinnamon for flavor. The result is a simple snack that provides protein along with other nutrients. And you don't need to turn it into a giant bowl. A reasonable serving that fits your overall dietary needs may be enough. Let's talk about why protein matters for your legs. Imagine your leg muscles as a house that requires constant maintenance. Your body is continuously breaking down and rebuilding proteins. If you're not getting enough protein over time, your body may have a harder time maintaining muscle tissue, especially when combined with inactivity, illness, or other challenges. Getting enough protein provides your body with amino acids that can support muscle protein synthesis. One amino acid that's especially important is leucine. Leucine acts as an important signal involved in stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Dairy foods, including Greek yogurt, can provide leucine along with other essential amino acids. But again, there's an important catch. Protein alone isn't enough. If you want stronger legs, your muscles need a reason to become stronger. And that reason is movement. Think about what happens when you repeatedly challenge your muscles. Your muscles adapt. This is why resistance exercise is so valuable. You don't necessarily need a gym. Depending on your fitness level and medical situation, resistance training might include chair squats, sit-to-stand exercises, resistance bands, light hand weights, wall exercises, step-ups, leg extensions. Even bodyweight exercises can provide resistance. For someone who is frail or has significant mobility limitations, however, it's important to start appropriately. If you're uncertain about what exercises are safe for you, ask your healthcare professional or a qualified physical therapist. The goal isn't to exercise as hard as possible. The goal is to challenge your muscles safely and consistently. Here's an important concept. Think of protein as providing the raw materials. Think of resistance exercise as giving your muscles the signal. You need both. Eating Greek yogurt while remaining completely inactive isn't a recipe for stronger legs. And exercising regularly while consistently under-eating protein may make it harder to maintain and build muscle. The combination is much more useful. Stimulate the muscle. Provide the nutrients. Give your body time to recover. And repeat. That's the basic principle. Imagine starting your morning with plain Greek yogurt. Add some blueberries. Add a small amount of walnuts. Then later in the day, you go for a walk. A few times per week, you perform safe sit-to-stand exercises or another form of resistance training appropriate for your fitness level. That's a much more powerful strategy than searching for a single superfood. You're combining nutrition with movement. And you're giving your body repeated opportunities to maintain strength. But there are several other foods that can help you meet your protein needs too. We talked about why leg strength matters as we age and why plain Greek yogurt can be a convenient protein-rich food. But there's something important to understand. Eating one protein-rich food isn't enough. Your muscles need adequate nutrition throughout the day. And one of the biggest mistakes older adults make is eating very little protein during the day and then trying to make up for it at dinner. Let's talk about why that may not be the best strategy. Imagine someone eats toast and jam for breakfast. Then they have a small salad for lunch. By the time dinner arrives, they're extremely hungry. So they eat a large serving of chicken or fish. They may technically consume a reasonable amount of protein for the entire day. But their protein intake was heavily concentrated in one meal. For older adults trying to maintain muscle, distributing protein across meals can be a practical strategy. That doesn't mean every meal needs to contain exactly the same amount. It simply means you shouldn't ignore protein at breakfast and lunch. Instead, try to include a protein source at each main meal. For breakfast, that might be plain Greek yogurt, eggs, cottage cheese, Milk. A protein-rich oatmeal combination. For lunch. Chicken. Fish. Beans. Lentils. Tofu. Greek yogurt. For dinner. Salmon. Chicken. Turkey. Fish. Beans. Lentils. The goal is variety. Eggs are another convenient source of high-quality protein. One egg provides several essential amino acids and is easy to prepare. You can make scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, omelets, egg sandwiches, eggs with vegetables. For an older adult who struggles to eat large meals, eggs can be particularly convenient because they provide protein in a relatively small portion. You don't need to eat eggs at every meal. The point is simply to have several protein-rich options available. And remember that your overall dietary pattern matters. Pair eggs with vegetables and whole grains rather than relying heavily on processed meat such as bacon or sausage. Fish can be another excellent protein source. Salmon, trout, sardines, and other fish provide protein along with other nutrients. Fatty fish also provide omega-3 fatty acids. A simple meal could include grilled salmon plus vegetables plus brown rice, or baked trout plus roasted vegetables plus potatoes. The important thing is to prepare the fish in a way that fits your overall health goals. Grilling, baking, steaming, or roasting can be useful options. You don't need to deep fry it or cover it with heavy sauces. Not every protein source needs to come from meat or dairy. Beans and lentils can provide protein along with fiber and other nutrients. Examples include lentils, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, navy beans. They can be added to soups, salads, stews, or grain bowls. For people who prefer plant-based foods, beans and lentils can become an important part of a balanced eating pattern. If you're increasing fiber, do it gradually if you're not used to eating many high-fiber foods. And drink fluids according to your healthcare provider's recommendations. Cottage cheese can also be a convenient protein-rich food. Some varieties provide substantial protein in a relatively small serving. You can eat it with berries, peaches, tomatoes, cucumber, whole grain crackers. However, check the nutrition label because some cottage cheese products can be relatively high in sodium. If you're trying to reduce sodium intake, look for a lower sodium option when available. There's another problem that doesn't get enough attention. Some older adults become afraid of gaining weight and start cutting their food intake too aggressively. They may skip meals. They may avoid protein. They may eat very small portions. And over time, they may unintentionally lose muscle along with body weight. That's not necessarily a healthy outcome. Your goal shouldn't simply be, I want to weigh less. A better question is, how can I maintain a healthy body composition and preserve my strength? This is especially important if you're already losing weight without trying. Unintentional weight loss deserves medical attention because it can have many causes. Protein gets a lot of attention. But your body also needs enough energy from food. If you consistently eat too few calories, your body may use stored tissue for energy. That's one reason extremely restrictive diets can be problematic for older adults. If you're trying to lose weight, it's better to discuss your goals with a healthcare professional or registered dietitian, especially if you're already experiencing weakness, poor appetite, or unintended weight loss. Healthy aging isn't about eating as little as possible. It's about giving your body the nutrients and energy it needs while maintaining a healthy weight. Water doesn't build muscle. But hydration still matters for physical performance and overall health. Dehydration can contribute to fatigue, dizziness, reduced exercise tolerance, poor concentration, For many healthy adults, drinking regularly throughout the day is sufficient. You don't need to force yourself to drink excessive amounts. And if your healthcare provider has instructed you to limit fluids because of kidney disease, heart failure, or another medical condition, follow that guidance instead. You may be wondering, do I need a protein shake? Not necessarily. Many older adults can meet their protein needs through ordinary foods. Greek yogurt, eggs, fish, chicken, beans, lentils, milk, cottage cheese, and other foods can all contribute. But protein supplements can sometimes be useful for people who struggle to eat enough food. For example, someone with a poor appetite may find a small protein drink easier to consume than a large meal. However, supplements aren't automatically better than food. And people with certain medical conditions, particularly some forms of kidney disease, may need individualized protein recommendations. That's why it's best to discuss supplements with your healthcare professional rather than assuming more protein is always better. Now let's bring nutrition back to leg strength. One of the simplest functional exercises is the sit to stand. You sit in a sturdy chair. Place your feet firmly on the floor. Lean slightly forward. Stand up using your legs. Then slowly sit back down. That's 1 repetition. This movement directly resembles something you do in everyday life. Getting out of a chair. If you're new to exercise, start with a comfortable height and use your hands for support if necessary. As you become stronger, you may gradually reduce how much you rely on your arms. But safety comes first. Use a sturdy chair. Clear the area around you. Don't perform the exercise if you're dizzy or unwell. And if you have significant balance problems or medical limitations, ask a professional to help you choose appropriate exercises. Walking is excellent. It supports cardiovascular health, mobility, endurance, and overall activity. But walking alone may not provide enough resistance to maintain or increase muscle strength. That's why adding some form of resistance training can be valuable. Think of walking as helping you move. Resistance exercise challenges your muscles. You can combine both. For example, Monday, walking plus light resistance exercise. Tuesday, walking. Wednesday, resistance exercise. Thursday, walking. Friday, resistance exercise. The exact schedule should match your fitness level and medical needs. You don't need to train every day. Consistency is more important than doing extreme workouts. If you want to remember one simple formula from this video, make it protein plus resistance plus consistency. Protein provides the building blocks. Resistance exercise provides the stimulus. Consistency gives your body repeated opportunities to adapt. And then there's one more ingredient. Recovery. Your muscles need time to recover between challenging sessions. That's why you don't need to exercise intensely every day. Now let's put everything together. Because if your goal is stronger legs, even at 80, 90, or beyond, the answer isn't simply eating one food. It's creating a routine that gives your muscles what they need consistently. This is one of the most common questions older adults ask. And unfortunately, there's no single number that's perfect for everyone. Protein needs can vary depending on body size, activity level, overall health, appetite, physical goals, kidney function, existing medical conditions. Many experts recognize that older adults may benefit from more protein than the minimum amount traditionally recommended for younger adults, particularly when trying to preserve muscle during aging. But more isn't automatically better. If you have chronic kidney disease or another condition requiring dietary restrictions, your ideal protein intake may be different. That's why you shouldn't suddenly start consuming very large amounts of protein simply because you heard it helps muscles. Instead, aim for a balanced eating pattern and discuss your individual needs with your healthcare professional. Let's imagine a simple day. You wake up in the morning. Instead of having only toast and coffee, you could have plain Greek yogurt with blueberries and a few walnuts. You could also add a boiled egg if appropriate for your dietary needs. That's already giving your body a meaningful source of protein. For lunch, you might have grilled chicken or beans with mixed vegetables, whole grain bread, a piece of fruit. Then, in the afternoon, if you're hungry, you could have cottage cheese with fruit or another nutritious snack. For dinner, salmon or another lean protein with broccoli, carrots, green beans, brown rice, potatoes, or another whole food carbohydrate. The exact foods don't matter as much as the overall pattern. You want variety. You want adequate protein. You want fruits and vegetables. You want healthy fats. And you want enough total food to support your body's needs. That's completely fine. Greek yogurt isn't mandatory. If you don't like it, choose another protein-rich food. You could use eggs, fish, chicken, turkey, beans, lentils, cottage cheese, milk, tofu, other suitable protein-rich foods. The important thing is not the specific food. It's whether you're consistently getting adequate nutrition. Think of Greek yogurt as a convenient tool, not a magic ingredient. Now let's discuss something important. How do you know if your legs are becoming weaker? Some signs can be surprisingly subtle. You may notice that getting out of a chair takes more effort, or climbing stairs has become harder. Maybe you can't carry grocery bags as easily. Perhaps you need to use the railing more often. Or you find yourself avoiding activities that used to feel easy. Another possible sign is declining walking speed. You may not notice the change immediately, but your family might. If everyday activities are becoming progressively more difficult, don't simply assume it's just aging. Talk with your healthcare professional. They can help determine whether the problem is related to muscle loss, arthritis, balance, nerve problems, heart or lung issues, medication effects, or another condition. Weakness has many possible causes. That's why proper evaluation matters. Here's another thing you shouldn't ignore. If you're losing weight without trying, tell your healthcare professional. Unintentional weight loss can happen for many reasons. You might have reduced appetite, dental problems, difficulty swallowing, digestive problems, medication side effects, depression, an underlying illness. And if you're losing both weight and muscle, weakness can develop more quickly. Don't try to fix unexplained weight loss simply by drinking protein shakes. First, find out why it's happening. A doctor or registered dietitian can help determine what's going on and develop an appropriate nutrition plan. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting until they have severe weakness before taking action. You don't need to wait. If you're currently mobile and independent, that's an excellent time to focus on maintaining your strength. Start with what you can safely do. Maybe it's a short walk. Maybe it's a few sit-to-stand repetitions. Maybe it's light resistance bands. Maybe it's working with a physical therapist. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. And progress can look different for every person. For one person, it may mean walking around the neighborhood. For another, it may mean standing from a chair without using their hands. For someone else, it may mean safely climbing a flight of stairs. Your goal is to maintain as much independence and function as possible. Strong legs are important. But strength isn't the only piece of the puzzle. Balance matters. Coordination matters. Flexibility matters. And reaction time matters. That's why a well-rounded exercise routine can include several types of movement. Depending on your abilities, this might include walking for endurance, resistance exercises for strength, gentle stretching for flexibility, balance exercises for stability. You don't need to perform all of these at once. The important thing is to gradually build a routine that fits your life. If you're at high risk of falling or have significant balance problems, seek professional guidance before attempting new exercises. Let's return to the title of today's video. Want stronger legs even at 90? Eat this every day. The food we're talking about is plain Greek yogurt. But the real message is bigger than yogurt. Your muscles need protein. Your muscles also need movement. And they need consistency. That's the formula. Eating protein without exercising won't magically make you stronger. Exercising without adequate nutrition may make it harder to maintain muscle. But when you combine appropriate protein intake with resistance exercise and a balanced diet, you're giving your body a much stronger foundation for healthy aging. Let's review everything we've learned. Number 1. Add a protein-rich food. Plain Greek yogurt can be an easy option. Choose plain varieties when possible and add berries or nuts for extra nutrients. Number 2. Don't rely on one food. Eggs, fish, chicken, beans, lentils, cottage cheese, tofu, and other foods can also contribute protein. Number 3. Distribute protein throughout the day. Instead of eating very little protein until dinner, consider including a protein source at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Number 4. Don't undereat. Extreme calorie restriction can make it harder to preserve muscle. Number 5. Resistance train. Give your muscles a reason to stay strong. Sit-to stands, resistance bands, light weights, and other appropriate exercises can help. Number 6. Keep walking. Walking supports mobility, cardiovascular health, and daily function. Number 7. Pay attention to warning signs. Progressive weakness, difficulty standing, declining mobility, or unexplained weight loss deserves attention. Getting older doesn't mean you have to stop caring about strength. Even at 70, 80, or 90, there are often meaningful things you can do to support your physical function. You may not be able to become as strong as you were at 25. That's not the goal. The goal is to preserve the strength you have. To maintain independence. To keep moving. To be able to get out of your chair. To walk safely. To carry your groceries. To climb the stairs when you need to. And to continue doing the activities that make your life enjoyable. Small choices repeated consistently can add up. A protein-rich breakfast. A daily walk. A few safe resistance exercises. A nutritious dinner. Enough sleep. And regular medical care. That's what healthy aging looks like. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based health information designed especially for adults over 60. We cover healthy aging, senior nutrition, muscle strength, brain health, heart health, kidney health, diabetes, mobility, practical lifestyle habits. Now I want to hear from you. What is the hardest movement for you right now? Is it getting out of a chair? Climbing stairs? Walking long distances? Or carrying groceries? Tell us in the comments below. Your answer could help someone else realize they're not alone, and it may even inspire a future video. And if you know someone over 60 who wants to stay strong and independent for as long as possible, share this video with them. Thank you for watching. Take care of your muscles. Keep moving. Eat well. And remember, it's never too late to start taking better care of your strength. We'll see you in the next video.